G'day, it's Brak the Warboss here, and I do apologise for my gravelly throat. I've got a bit of a dreaded allergy, so I'm going to try and do this really quickly and without coughing, and hopefully with the magic of editing, there will be no sneezing or stuff like that. But anyway, let's hope. So I'm fairly excited. There's some really interesting stuff that I'd like to tell you with week's Here We Go. So let's Here We Go and have a look. Meet the orc psykers who turn mighty heroes into measly squigs. Now this is exciting. This is really exciting. Maybe what we've been hoping for is one of those things that's going to happen. We never know. I don't know, so we'll just go through it and have a look. I'm not going to do the voice today. I'm a bit craggly as it is, and yeah. Why dare so many Zog and squigs around the camp? Have you boys been messing with the weird ones again? I told ya, they's got a power of Gork on their side, and I'm running out of grots to clean up the mess when you lot get zapped. Someone get to Umi Gits to shove these squigs back in their pen before they get eaten, and find out what the hell is going on in the Beast Snagga camp. Welcome back to Here We Go, our regular article series looking at the latest upcoming releases for the orcs. After delving into the legend of the Great White Squig last time, we are braving a particularly horrid fate to have a peek at the latest brand of greenskin psychic menace. Wow, look at this. He's a psyker. I am loving this. It's a nice pose. Big claws out. He's got, well, there's no weapon of sorts, unless that's, what is that, the back is a weapon. But yeah, he's really nice. Although he's got nipples, and you don't get me started on nipples. Known as the WURRBOYS, these unsavory characters channel war energy in its most primal, animalistic form, unleashing rolling storms of psychic energy through their foes that leave them as little more than shriveled husks, or worse. Off the battlefield, the WURRBOYS take on what is possibly an even more important role in their tribes. By using their pseudo-shamanistic powers to receive visions from Gork and Mork themselves, they spur their fellow hunters towards the biggest prey around, with grand proclamations and barely coherent prophecies. It's a bit like me on these drugs that I'm doing at the moment. So important is this role in guiding Beast Snagga society that they are granted a level of respect far above that of a regular orc psyker, seen as divine oracles rather than dangerous ticking time boys like the weird boys. Okay, that's interesting. So we've got these new things, WURRBOYS, but they're not weird boys. So we're having the Beast Snaggas have got their own separate type of psyker, which is different and can predict the future. Wow. The powers channeled by these bestial psykers stand apart from the usual stomping feet of Gork and random teleportation employed by other weird boys. Far by most, the alarming of these is the ability to transform enemy soldiers into mindless biting squigs who proceed to cause havoc among their own lines. Interesting. Oh, some rules. Squiggly curse. The WURRBOY crackles madly as he transforms the foe into herds of squigs. Now terrified and confused beasts rampage through their former comrades before bounding away. It's a witchfire. It's a squiggly curse and has a warp charge value of 7. If manifested, select one enemy within 12 inches of this psycho and roll 1d6 for each model in that unit to a maximum of 6 dice. For each result of a 4+, that's pretty good, that unit suffers 1 mortal wound. If any models in that unit are destroyed by this psychic power, every other enemy unit within 6 inches of that unit suffers 1 mortal wound. Oh, I'm going to apologise. I'm going to come back to this later, at the end of the week, when I give this my full attention. So I think I'll let you have a look and think about it, because there's a lot going on, and unfortunately with this lurgy, my mind is all over the place. So I'm just trying to get the news out to you as quickly as possible about this one, and I promise I'll get back with this and some other stuff at the, well, when I'm feeling better. Should hopefully be by the end of the week. Although the notion of exercising any kind of control over their powers is alien to orcs, WURRBOYS do achieve some measure of focus through ocular devices known as the Eyes of Mork, while each is as unique as the deranged neckbite mind that constructed it. These technological marvels all serve to amplify lances of psychic power through the caster's eyes, turning their gaze into a weapon capable of piercing even power armor. Ooh, look at this. Eyes of Mork, its range is Assault 2, 12 inches, 6 strength, AP need 3, damage D3. Oh my goodness. Oh my god. Wow. With all respect they're afforded, it wouldn't seem out of place for the WURRBOYS to have some kind of transportation on the battlefield, would it? Unfortunately, it looks like our time is up and we need to skedaddle before this guy decides he needs a few more red and bloody friends around. Join us again soon, where we're taking a closer look at exactly who'll be arriving in the first wave of orc pre-orders, and let us know what you're most excited for so far, and blah blah blah. So yeah. Alright, so we have a new type of psyker. It's a WURRBOY. It gives a squiggly curse, which seems interesting enough. Unfortunately, when I heard turning things into squigs, I thought old Zogwart might be back. But at this moment, probably not. Although, don't count it out. And Eyes of Mork, but pretty good weapon. Yeah, it's close, Assault 2. It's going to do some damage, and what is really interesting, so the transportation on the battlefield, that has to be that chariot thing that we've been seeing in the photos. It's got to be. It can't think of anything else it could be. Look, I am going to leave it there. I do apologise for not a deep, in-depth delve, but I'm actually I'm freezing. I'm shivering at the moment with this cold, so I'm going to leave it there, and hopefully with some magic of editing, you haven't seen all the nasty coughs. Alright, so what do you think? Are you happy with that news? Do you like the idea of a different type of psychic? Is it just going to be too confusing with two different types of psykers? Is it too much choice? Wow, there's just so much going on I've got my head around. But no, what do you think? Put your comments below. Let's have a discussion. Okay, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed that. If you did, please like, subscribe, and share. Do all the algorithmic things. And if you would like to help me out financially, there's always Buy Me a Coffee and Patreon. The links are in the description. Okay, time to toddle off. So remember, if you go on crumpin', you've got to bash early and bash often.